A very warm welcome to all of you. Today we are going to discuss the chapter The Summit Within by Major H.P.S. Ahluwalia. In this chapter, he is the author as well as the narrator. So let us read a few lines about him. Major H.P.S. Ahluwalia. He is an Indian mountaineer and an ex-army person. He was a member of the first successful Indian expedition to Mount Everest in 1956. He is the recipient of several awards like Padma Bhushan, Arjun Award, the National Award for the best work done in the field of disability. He won the Tenzing Norgay National Adventure Award for Lifetime Achievement on August 29, 2009. He has written several books like Higher Than Everest, Beyond the Himalayas, and Everest is Within You. Now, since we are discussing about Everest, let us read a few facts about Mount Everest. It was first identified by a British survey team led by Sir George Everest in 1841, and in 1865 it was named Mount Everest after Sir George Everest. Everest is 29,035 feet or 8,848 meters high. It is called Chomolungma in Tibet, which means the mother of goddess of the universe, and Sagarmat in Nepal, which means goddess of the sky. Now I'll divide the chapter and discuss a few key points. Major H.P.S. Ahluwalia was a member of the first expedition to Mount Everest in 1965. He is the narrator as well as the author. And in the beginning of the chapter, he is describing that various emotions were going on in his mind when he was on the top of the mountain. And the dominant one was humility. He feels that the climb will never let you remain the same person. It will change you, and that change will last a lifetime. He says that there are two types of summits. One which is in the physical Mount Everest, the real Mount Everest, and the second which the hurdles, the obstacles, and the various thoughts that keep on occurring in our mind, and they both are really very difficult to overcome. Now, when people keep on asking him the question, why Mount Everest? He says that first, it presents lots of great difficulties, and overcoming those difficulties makes him delighted, makes him happy. And from his childhood, he had always attracted towards those mountains. He did not like in the plain areas. He always wanted to be surrounded by the mountains. The three main qualities that he mentions, which are really very important, are endurance, persistence, willpower, which means one should be strong headed, one should be strongly determined in order to complete their climb and in order to reach the top of the summit. Now let us discuss about the physical obstacles that one faces. When one reaches on the top, oxygen level decreases, and as a result it may produce difficulty in breathing. Second, it becomes extremely difficult to walk in the layers and layers of snow. Third, the heavy equipments, layers of clothing, oxygen cylinders, it makes really very difficult to walk, let it be climbing. Fourth, because of reflection, the sunlight might make the vision blurry and you may not have a clear vision. Fifth point, snowfall, avalanches, cold weather, cold winds blowing, they will add up onto the difficulties. The next point is that the slant climbing, that height will put lots of stress, lots of strain, not only on the muscles but also on your backbone. The next point, the extreme cold may sometimes lead to hypothermia or frostbiting. Major H.P.S. Ahluwalia also compares this climb to that of a battle, which when it is fought and you win, which brings extreme happiness. One point that I would like to add on is that doing these adventure sports, it may push up or it may lead to the release of the hormone adrenaline rush, which is also called the fight or flight hormone, And when once you have achieved these difficulties, it gives you a sense of achievement, a sense of happiness. Now coming on to the emotional aspect of the chapter, which means the other summit, the summit which is within our mind. The person who climbs the summit once will never be the same. When you keep on facing those difficulties, when you keep on praying for this, your savior for your life, you will be thankful eventually to the Lord. Third point, it leads to a consciousness among itself about their smallness in the universe. Once you reach on the top, you will realize how small your existence is, or how small you are in this big universe. Also, when you are moving upwards, you cannot give up. You cannot move backwards, or you cannot just feel like quitting. You need to be strongly determined. You need to be strong-headed. And for all of this journey, it is really very important that you have a strong companion. If you feel like giving up, then the companion would help you, and if your companion would feel like giving up, then you can support your companion. One of the very important point that Major HPS Ahluwalia wants us to learn, or wants us to see, is that once you face these difficulties, then life's ordeals will become very easy, and you will face the difficulties in your life with a positive attitude. A few points that I would like to add on is about the spiritual aspect. Once you have successfully done this climb, you are thankful to your God, and as a result, these mountaineers pay obeisance to the God. For example, Major HPS Ahluwalia had put up a photo of Guru Nanak, Foodorji had put a relic of Lord Buddha, Rawatji had put a picture of Goddess Durga, Edmund Hillary had buried a cross in the stones, because you are, it shows your reverence, it shows your respect to your God. Also, Major HPS Ahluwalia says that it is a means of communication for him. Once you are on the top, you feel you are more closer to your God. Now let us discuss about the major themes of the chapter. First is nature as a dual force. As we all are very aware that nature is also the nurturer as well as the destroyer. It can also nurture you, but once it becomes enraged, then it can also destroy you. It refers to the physical difficulties, the physical obstacles that one faces during the journey. The next point is the summit, internal as well as external. So as we have discussed this point, that internal summit is the hurdles, the difficulties that keep on occurring in our minds, and the external summit is the real physical climb. The third point is man versus nature. A person, a human who is trying to achieve that, who is trying to climb on Mount Everest, needs to be sufficient enough, needs to know about himself. He needs to be very much aware of about his positive attitude, his negative points, and he must know about himself in order to achieve. Fourth, value of human virtues, because when you have a companion, or when you are climbing up the Mount Everest with your partner, you must have human virtues, human values, that one must help each other in the times of need. And fifth point is strong determination. One should be strong headed, one should be determined in your head, and should have that nature to succeed, not to give up. And in the end, I would like to end my presentation by quoting Mr. HPS Ahluwalia, because it is there. When people kept on asking him that what was the need to climb on Mount Everest, he says, because it is there. So thank you. I hope you like the presentation.